Bonjour à tous, bienvenue. Alors, je me présente tout d'abord, je m'appelle Olivier Danquin, je suis responsable des partenariats de recherche. Let's speak in English now. So I'm Olivier Danquin, I'm responsible for partnership for Trinetics. And today I'm speaking with Hugo Crochet. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm the Chief Information System Officer and Chief Data Officer at CLB. So it's a cancer treatment center based in Lyon, south of France. We are almost the same as Institut Curie, as most people know more about. So today we are talking about how AI-based data structuration is supporting clinical trial and clinical research, and it's a collaboration between Trinetics and Léon-Bérard Cancer Treatment Center. So to give a brief introduction about what we are talking about when we are talking about clinical data, there are, let's say, three main types of data in healthcare. Clinical data, when you think of clinical data, most of the time you think about a CSV, an Excel file, with a patient ID and some characteristics. That's what you are basically dreaming of, but the reality is that this data is in reports that are written or that are used by clinicians. There are data that are easier to access. This is digital imaging. At CLB, we had 1.3 million imagery exams, and there is genomic data, and we have more and more of these data, and they are easier to access. But what we're talking about today is more about clinical data, because there are many studies showing that it's 80% of the data that is in unstructured reports. So it's a very simple equation. We have data that are in reports, unstructured, and we have very constrained medical time. So basically, doctors, they don't have time to structure data while they are seeing the patients. They are rushing, so they need to be quick. That's why they are just writing long reports, and we have to use technology to structure data automatically. So that's what we do at Unicancer. So it's a federation of all the cancer treatment centers in France. We are developing a tool called Consor, for Continuum Soins Recherche, French word, sorry for that. So what you see is a tool that using both NLP to structure data from the reports, and it also mixes data with the structured data from the EMR. So here you have an example of a consultation report. Of course, you can't see everything, but what you can see from very far away is that there are colors, and when there is a color, it means that we are detecting something and we are structuring something. So for example, here, we know that there is a PET scanner and there is a metastasis going on, and we are doing all the work to make sure it's not an hypothesis, it's not a negation, and we are linking entities one between another. Once we extract data from the report, we're mixing it with structured data once again, and we are making a conclusion of what's the patient pathway in this timeline, which looks very easy like this, but it's a lot of work to make clinicians agree on what is a classic pathway, because it's very complicated in routine to make these links between data that are sometimes contradictory. So once you've done this work for all your patients, you basically have a database, a structured database of all your patients, and you can query it. And we have this tool, the Consor allows us to query. So here is just a small example to give you an insight of how powerful it is. So we're able to make a query about patients that have been diagnosed after 18, so beyond adults, diagnosis after 2012 with metastasis, but not metastasis at diagnosis, but afterwards, with a prostate cancer, with a PET scanner, and with an imagery, a PET report that has the word adenopathy, adenomegaly in it. And here I've got the final number at CLB of patients matching this criteria. And it's even more powerful because I have instantly the results for the same request at other cancer treatment centers in France. And I can export them in the same format, which is OSIRIS. And that's the part of the collaboration. Then we send this data to Trinetics to share them in the Trinetics network.
Thank you, Hugo. So indeed, Trinetics and Centre Léon Bérard have formed a partnership, and clearly we're using the strength of Centre Léon Bérard in what Hugo just showed, in making more data structured available. And the first objective that we defined with the Centre Léon Bérard is to enhance, again, patients' access to innovation, so basically clinical trials. So before going into that specific use case, let me tell you what is Trinetics. So Trinetics, as of today, is the world's largest federated health research network. It's an ecosystem where you have healthcare organizations across the world, about 380. We're working with all the major pharmaceutical industry and CROs, and in that ecosystem across 36 countries, there are several use cases. Our objective is to bring together researchers across the globe. As Trinetics stands for Trial Network, the first historical use case is sponsored trials. So one of the value of working with Trinetics, such as Centre Léon Bérard, is to attract even more industry trials, but more specific trials for the patients. There are other use cases that we've been developing, of course. Real-world evidence generation is one of them. And the power of this federated network is also that hospitals that are in the network can build private collaboration network for rare disease and so on, either on clinical trials inclusion or on real-world evidence generation. So let's move back to what we discussed and how we leverage the work that has been done by Centre Léon Bérard in order to have more trial, data-driven trial. So this is about Trinetics Connects. So Trinetics Connect, I just borrowed the sum from Hugo's slide because we are tackling some of the challenges in clinical trials. Among them is avoid the zero inclusion, because this is something we don't want to happen, have no patient in a trial to include. Reduce the protocol amendments number, because this is also creating delays for the patients and for all the stakeholders. And the last one is time. With the technology and this platform, we are able to reduce the time to initiate the study. So Trinetics Connects, you understood that it's a communication workflow that allows the healthcare organization that are member of Trinetics network to receive data-driven trial. The process is very simple. The first one is there's a trial opportunity that is created by a sponsor. Can be an academic sponsor, can be industry sponsor. Then through the platform, it's possible to identify sites where there are patients that are eligible to the protocol that was designed initially. Then the request is sent, and it's up to the hospital to accept or to reject the offer depending their research priority or availability of PIs. So if we summarize, Trinetics Connects enables to have the right trial to the right site and to the right patient. So this is how it looks, because with the platform, you are able to design a trial with clear inclusion and exclusion criteria across the different data domains. And of course, these data domains are available because the work of data structuration has been done properly, especially at Centre Léon Bérard. And this is one of the last slides. This is how we propose data-driven trial to our hospital partners. This is a clear example. Obviously, it has been obfuscated for confidentiality. This is a true trial that has been sent to Centre Léon Bérard. You see the different other hospitals that has been proposed the study and Centre Léon Bérard with the number of patients that are matching. When the sponsor identifies the site and want to offer this opportunity, there's an email that is sent to the person that is responsible for clinical trials in the hospital, and he can review the detail of the study and then reply about his willingness to proceed with the study. So in conclusion, thanks to all the work that have been developed with Consort, especially at Centre Léon Bérard on structuring the data with different AI tools, with the Federated Global Health Research Network as Trinetics, our capabilities combined help us to support clinical trial and to give more new innovations to the patients. So I see that we have 22 seconds for the questions. Thank you for your attention, and thank you, Hugo. Yeah, feel free to come and join us. We have a stand on the demo zone, and I think Hugo and I will be happy to have 5 minutes of discussion with you. Thank you.